Hey everybody, hello, welcome to the video, you lovely people. And yes, I mean you, right there. No, don't look away. You, lovely, beautiful. Thank you for being here. We're going to talk some more about writing an adaptation for a movie script, which is what I got to do for Sony and for Titan Books for the Men in Black International movie. And a little bit about that adventure. I thought what I would do is talk a little bit, just briefly, about overall experience with doing IP stuff. First off, before we do that, we still have our contest going. I'm going to remind you of that. If you purchase the Audible edition, which is basically the original version of The Queen's Road, an Audible audiobook, and you purchase it before the end of August, please send me some kind of proof of purchase. You can send it to me as an email, as a comment in the video, however you want to do it. But we're going to put a list of people together who will I'll then use my awesome array of D&D and tabletop gaming dice to randomly select a winner. Now, something that I want to give you full disclosure about is if you are a member of my Patreon page, haha, plug, you will get 2 chances for winning as opposed to 1. Is it unfair? Yes. Do I need the money? Yes. So yeah, so if you have not hopped on the Patreon page and you see anything on there that interests you, and again, like I say this on the Patreon page, and I think I've said it before on here, but I want to make sure I say it. I really do understand that, it's tight on money right now, and you cannot just go throwing it around. If you see something on there and you'd like to support what I do, I am so appreciative for that. But believe me, I understand if you can't, and it's totally okay. So that out of the way, here's the link for the Queen's Road audiobook. I will include it in the description of the video, and I'll also put up the link from my Patreon page in there. So the first kind of IP gig I got was at the very beginning of me trying to write professionally. I've been writing as a journalist for a few years, since my daughter was born, actually 2001. And the first kind of sale I got in kind of IP speculation type stuff was I won the Star Trek Strange New Worlds Volume 9 grand prize. They picked my story as a grand prize winner. Simon & Schuster paid me for it, which was freaking awesome. And I got my name out there. And I wanted to mention that. Basically, when you start going out to solicit for a manuscript, like you're sending a manuscript out, or you're trying to find a good agent, blow your own horn. Say, hey, I had a short story in this anthology. It's published. Anything like that you can put in there that shows that you've got some chops and you're in the process of making your bones. How's that for throwing a few cliches around? So this was the first thing I did with Star Trek Strange New Worlds. And then, let me see here, get out of this. We shoot ahead many, many years. And as I mentioned in the previous video, I won't dwell too much on this, but I basically was approached, actually I was approached a few years earlier to maybe do a novel based off of the Dark Souls video game series, which I was really excited about. All I knew about Dark Souls was what my son had told me, which was when I mentioned I might be getting you to write a book about it, he says, you have to have lots of senseless killing in it. You have to get killed over and over and over again. So that was encouraging. but I started looking into the mythology of it, and it's just this beautiful, intricate puzzle mythology. It's not something you can easily describe. And I found a couple of interesting little bits of myth and lore that I thought would make interesting books. And I was kind of excited about it because it has sort of a horror feel to it. It's like really dark sword and sorcery fantasy with a lot of just kind of cosmic weirdness. It's kind of like Conan the Barbarian meets Silent Hill. That might be a kind of a good way of putting it. So I was very excited about doing the project. I worked out a couple of proposals. And what happens a lot of times is a deal doesn't go through. So, I was kind of like, I wish I could have gotten it done that, but I didn't get a chance to do it. And Titan was the company that was trying to work on that with, I believe it's Bandai, is I think who owns Dark Souls. So flash forward ahead a couple of years, and my agent, Lucian Diver, reaches out to me and says, hey, would you like to have your name thrown in the hat to possibly do an adaptation for an IP property? We can't really tell you much about it right now, but if you get selected for it, they can tell you more. I was like, well, that sounds cryptic. Yeah, I never say no. It's like, yes, I would love to jump in and try that. Absolutely. Yes. So I found out, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks later that I had been selected to do the Men in Black international novelization, which I think I have up here somewhere. Bear with me. Not like technology. Here we go. The Men in Black International novelization. So I agreed to do it. And as I discussed last time, I was kind of put through a process for security, because what had happened is several years earlier, Sony had a bad hack, and a lot of IP stuff got leaked out. A lot of proposals and kind of like, sort of rough idea stuff had been kind of gotten leaked out. So they were being very cautious. And I received a link to a website. I'd click on the link. I'd put in my password, which was provided for me by them, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And I would have access to the current script. And I would go to work from that. And every few days, every few weeks, I would change. My password would change. I'd have to kind of get in touch with somebody to get that straightened out. And there were a lot of changes in the scripts. They were in the middle of filming this at this point, and they were, tweaking things and adapting things as they went. I also got a lot of files that were so cool, and all this went through Titan. They were wonderful. They were actually an absolute pleasure to work with, and a very, very enjoyable experience. So my editor at Titan would send me these graphic files and say, you can download these and take a look at them. And it was all of like the artwork and conceptual work for weapons and aliens, craft, the characters. It was really neat. It was really, really cool. And I could use that material to help me with my writing. What Sony wanted was an 80,000 word manuscript, and they wanted it to be pretty close to the script, to the actual script of the movie. And I got to work on it and started working. I was trying to get through, if I could, a few thousand words a day. Some days were easier than others. But I really, it's really important when you get something like this. This is time sensitive. You really need to try to buckle down and hang on to your deadline. Don't, try not to overdo that. So you want to stay on deadline as much as you possibly can, because you want to provide a good product, and you want to provide it on time. Business 101. So I was writing, and occasionally we'd get an update on the script, and they would change. And a lot of things didn't change a lot. They might change some dialogue. They might have changed a little bit of bits and pieces of a scene in the script. But it wasn't like these, it wasn't like all wrong, do it over. But it was kind of challenging, because I would have written, a couple thousand words about a particular scene, and then have to go back and tweak them. But again, that's kind of part of the job, is you have to be flexible and you have to be professional. So your client is changing things and they expect you to go with that. So I got my manuscript together, got it into my editor at Titan, and it turns out that there had been one more. I got the edits back from my editor from my final draft that I'd sent them, and they had done one more set of revisions between the time I sent the thing in and them sending it back to Titan, sending it back to me. So I was just like going through the revisions. I don't remember this. What is this? And I talked with my editor, who was in England. So there was like we'd do a lot of email correspondence as much as possible, because when they were at the office, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning here. But a lot of nights I was up working anyway. So we went through the final revision of edits. And as we're doing this, my editor was saying to me, Sony's really, they want something pretty close, right to what the script is. So when I finished up the actual script adaptation, it was a little over 60,000 words. They wanted 80,000. So I wrote some extra chapters. I included some new characters. I added some predicaments for the characters to get in and out of, and just tried to add some flavor to the world, which was fun because you're writing. It's like when I was writing the Star Trek story. It is so fun to think that you might get to add some little element to a mythology that everybody knows. And Men in Black is a very popular world. The mythology is pretty much everywhere. So to get to add a little something to that is really cool. It's like being in a candy store. And I tried to do some of that. And some of it got, put on the cutting room floor. But my editor was just so great. And they were talking about, basically, we can try to see if this gets past Sony. We don't know if it will or not, but we'll give it a shot, which I was very appreciative for. And quite a few things that we did not think would get past Sony got past Sony. So if you do read the book, it differs from the movie in some areas, and there are some details added, a few that are part of, I guess, like official Men in Black mythology now, which is kind of cool. I also got these great documents that had been put together specifically for the purpose of helping writers who are writing in the Men in Black universe kind of stay focused on things. It referred a lot to the animated series, which was very cool. Different alien races, different technologies, planets. That is so cool. So those were very helpful. And if you find yourself in a situation where you are working on an adaptation, you'll probably be given resources like that. I have a friend and a professional colleague who did an adaptation for a major movie, and he was not allowed to have access to the script. A lot of these studios, these corporations, they are very, very paranoid and very protective of their IPs. So he was basically taken to Hollywood, taken in a vault. He was allowed to make notes, but he was never given a copy of the script, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the way the story went when we talked about it. And basically had to work from that to finish the book. So you are going to be working under pretty tight scrutiny, and again, of course, deadlines, because they wanted this book out the same month that the movie came out, and it came out the same month. I'm very proud of the book. I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, it was a new experience for me. I hope I get to do some more IP work. It's a very competitive field, and there's some people in it who are so good. I think that it's something that is definitely a way a lot of writers make a living, is through doing you get the job, you do well, the book does well, and they say, hey, we used this guy last time for this, why don't we try something else with him? So it can be, a very lucrative kind of a side hustle. Well, not really a side hustle, it's part of your job, for writing for a living. Of course, you have to kind of, again, you have to kind of get yourself in a position where you look like someone who can do the job and you have a little bit of a track record. And it does not hurt to have someone going to bat for you. I would never have gotten this without having an agent. I wouldn't have even known people were looking to do this without having an agent. So again, that goes back to networking, contacts, and basically, if you decide an agent is the way to go for you, there's definite value in that. And it can open up all kinds of doors for you. I've gotten to pitch all kinds of interesting things for intellectual property, from comic books to children's books, all kinds of stuff. And it's a lot of fun. So that's pretty much my story for working on Men in Black. I hope if you guys get a chance to check it out, give it a read, tell me what you think of it. And once again, please, if you have the opportunity, subscribe to this channel. Click on the little bell so you'll know when I'm putting something else out like this. It has been a couple of days of just moving and sweating and then moving some more. Welcome to the South. It has been hot. It has been super hot. Super Saiyan hot. We've been trying to get stuff ready for the grandbaby, and I just got home a little while ago, and I stuck my face in the air conditioning for a while, which was fun. And I wanted to get a video out to you guys today. I'll probably try to do one tomorrow too. I'll keep you in the loop about grandbaby stuff. I'm getting some stuff together for my Patreon people. All that stuff is really going to kick off August 1st is the plan. So if you get a chance to look at Patreon, you see something you might be interested in, please let me know. I'd love to talk, kind of interact with you guys more and get your opinions and feelings about what I do. Criticism, I can take it. I'm a big boy. Matter of fact, that's a video I want to do soon, is talking a little bit about being able to handle criticism as a writer, because it is really important. If you can't handle it, this is not going to be a fun job for you. Or the people you work with. So I hope everybody has a tremendous weekend. Again, you might be seeing me tomorrow, which will be Saturday. And if you have any questions, please put them below in the comments. You guys are the best. I got a few more Patreon people today, and I want to say thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is just blowing me. It's blowing me away how many people want to watch this channel and participate in this, and how many people have stepped up and said, "Hey, I really want to do some stuff in Patreon." I added that gaming tier I mentioned, and I'm kind of excited. I hope we get some people on board for that. But again, like I said earlier, I know, it's rough times. A lot of people are out of work. A lot of people are having to watch their money because they don't know, what's going to come next. And I get that. And please don't worry about that. We can have a lot of fun on here. I am going to try to get this Discord and Twitch thing kind of going too. Though Twitch is like some alien language. It's like Twitch was created by Klingons. I don't understand any of the buttons or what they do or how I do stuff on there. I thought YouTube was, kind of arcane, but I'm kind of sort of getting the hang of a little bit of the stuff on YouTube. And Patreon has been pretty awesome. I made a mistake on my Patreon. I set it up as a adult content site, which meant if you tried to search for me, you got nothing. So, so my fans only page on Patreon was kind of screwing me up. I was like, well, why can't I've tried searching, I had several people say, I can't find you on Patreon. It's like, what? So I try it, and no, I couldn't find me on Patreon. So then I did a little digging, and it's like, oh, see, I thought when they said adult content, they were talking about my usual salty language that just vomits out of my mouth. But no, they're talking about, you know, oh, I just got out of the shower. Here's a set of pictures. I wouldn't do that to you people. I wouldn't do it to you. Matter of fact, that would be like a Patreon tier where it's like, if you pay me this much, I won't send you these. So I got that all straightened out. I'm trying to figure this stuff out. Bear with me. It's hard. It's really hard. But yeah, I'm going to try to do some stuff with Twitch and Discord, and just get it all hooked together in a big, beautiful love fest. So anyways, you guys are the best. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful evening, a wonderful weekend, and I will catch you on the next video. Take care. Bye.